hello there everyone, welcome back to James Redman TV and welcome to another Redman Roundup. Today we've got a few topics on the agenda on a new style of Redman Roundup. If you want to see me talk about these topics in more detail, be sure you tune into the live streams every night at 10 PM right here on JRTV. Be sure to smash a like and let's get into the first topic. So Fabrizio Romano confirms that we are linked with Romeo Lavia from Southampton. Now he's a young, I believe 19-year-old midfielder. He used to play for Manchester City, then joined Southampton. Now, Manchester City had a buyback clause. It was one that they did not exercise, and this has been a player that I have been surprised we haven't been linked with more. And it's encouraging to see someone like Fabrizio saying we're at least looking in the direction of a defensive midfielder. Now, the question I propose to you guys, is this kid good enough? He's had one proper season in the Premier League of experience. He's still very young and still very raw, but the thing is, he's got good attributes, and there's things that I've seen where out of all the midfielders we're linked with, I think he could be at the top of the pecking order of somebody who I wouldn't mind. But again, he doesn't fall in the category of someone who's a right here, right now type signing. So I propose the question, would you like Liverpool to take this further? Right now, it only goes as far as talks between the player and the club. Do you want to see a bid? Do you want to see the player get over the line? Would this be a signing that you take? Let me know in the comments down below. So from one link to another, Liverpool have been proposing the questions, and fans included, about what about a winger? What about another forward? You know, we have just seen Oxlade, Caicedo, Milner go, so the midfielders are understandable, but we have just seen one of the best players in recent history, and Bobby Firmino, leave the club as well. Where's the replacement? Also, Salah's not getting any younger. Who do we need? Well, in recent reports, Jeremy Doku is the latest player to be linked with Liverpool Football Club. Now, when I analyse the source, it doesn't seem like a source that's all too credible. And I will come on the front line right now and make a prediction, a James Redman spoiler, I like to call them, that we will not get a winger this summer. And it's not a case of me being negative, it's just a case we've got other priorities. And based on the type of midfielder that we're trying to identify, the type of midfielder that we're trying to identify, with the centre-back as well that we still need to. Not to mention we could maybe do with the right-back if all these talks about Trent in midfield are still going on. So I believe a forward is the least of Liverpool's priorities, and I do not think we will have the ability to exercise and leeway the funds one way or another to go and get an attacker. Jeremy Doku is also somebody who's had 9 goals in 73 Liga games. So in terms of output, yes, he can be developed the same way Mane was developed or Salah was developed, but again, there's no guarantee. And when I watch Doku, it's not someone who I would go with. But let me know in the comments down below, do you think we need that quick, strong, physical winger? Now, I want to make it more of an emphasis to talk about other teams, and a player that this is actually not just going to talk about another team, it links to us as well. Caicedo apparently has agreed personal terms with Chelsea Football Club. Now, this is recent news, and we need to see it advance more over the next few days before we see Caicedo holding a Chelsea shirt. But then I want to propose the question, why didn't Liverpool look in this direction? Now, it's not the why that's important, because we know it's because he's going to cost about 70 to 80 million, and we're clearly not looking to buy a midfielder for that price. I think we're looking to buy one more midfielder plus a centre-back. But Caicedo is the closest thing out of the current crop of midfielders in the Prem who could be the next Kante. He's the closest thing to this, and he's also really good going forward. I think this is one of those signings that if Liverpool could have got, that would have been one of those gems where it's like, that's a good replacement for Bellingham or someone along those lines, and he's going to add to the midfield for a long amount of time. He's a hard worker, he brings the energy, the intensity, and best believe he's going to change the momentum of games in whoever he joins favour. If he joins Chelsea, it's going to go in their favour a lot when he's winning that ball back high up in the midfield, and that high intensity that I'm sure he's going to incorporate into the Chelsea team, if he is to join, is going to be one of high value. So I think Liverpool have missed out on not even attempting to try and buy Caicedo. I can admit he's a lot of money, but I do believe players of that price, and do consider we was linked with Bellingham, we was linked with Tchouaméni. You'd think that if those reports were true, and listen, there's no smoke without fire, then you can't dispute the possibility of us being able to afford Caicedo. And that's why I only raised the point, was those links sincere? The ones with Bellingham, the ones with all the other big names that we've had, and that is why we never exercised the Caicedo, because I really do find it hard to believe that this would not be a player that Klopp would be at least intrigued by from an energetic standpoint. But let me know in the comments down below, do you think he'll fit in like a glove at Chelsea? I think it's a grand old signing. If it's one that gets completed, I will keep you updated with that over the next couple of days. Chelsea. We're going to be talking about Mason Mount, the guy from Portsmouth. Mason Mount. What are we saying, chat? What are we saying on the Mason Mount situation? He's been linked with Manchester United, and if you're a United fan, and I know You guys tune in. Big up the United supporters, even though your team's crap. Mason Mount, I do not think suits Manchester United in the slightest. Now, there's ways you can make Mason Mount work, but I do believe that this is a deal that gets done. It's one that I struggle to see, fully through. It's just one that I see struggling in the short term. But in recent reports, apparently the talks have broken down. Now, it's not a case that they're completely over, but over the weekend, Mason Mount has had no contact from Manchester United. Now, the information we know so far is Man United have had, I believe it's 2 bids, but it might be 1 bid turned down from Chelsea. Chelsea won around 70 million. Manchester United, I believe the highest bid offer so far is 50 million. Now, I want to ask United fans, as you'll know more than me, is this a signing that you think United will want to cough up the extra 20 million on? Because I think for 50 million, even if it was 20 million, if you're bringing in it as a squad option, fine. But to come into your starting 11, I struggle to see a starting 11 with Bruno and Mason Mount. And where do you want to play Mason Mount? Because he can't be a number 10. If you want to play him in the number 8, then do you think he can do that role well enough to take you from what is currently third to winning league titles? And if he plays on the left, again, that doesn't make no sense because you are in need of a striker. You've got Marcus Rashford for the left. So unless he is a backup, why are you spending what could be 70 million on a backup? And would you spend that money on Mason Mount? Because I think Liverpool would have been more suited to Mason Mount. And I think to what Ten Hag is trying to build, which is a high energetic team, I think he can suit. But then where a struggle is, you've already got Bruno, you've already got this player, and he's kind of like for like in that aspect, not highly technical, but will still look to create those chances and score some decent goals. And he's not as good as Bruno, you'd argue, based on experience. And I'm sure if you're Aston United fans, they'd choose Bruno over Mason Mount. So I want to know and explore what's the reason for this transfer, because the link is obviously very legit. But let's see if United go back in, because apparently they haven't contacted them recently. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching this Redmond Roundup. I wanted to change it up. We do a lot of just sitting down and talking. I thought I'd make this a little bit more fast-paced. The schedule to be expected on JRTV going forward is going to be 2 clips from the live stream in the morning. This is for the people who prefer the shorter term content. So just know the 2 posts in the morning at 9 a.m. and 12 p.m. They will both be clips from the stream the night before. And then every day at 4 p.m, this video, the Redmond Roundup, will be posted in this style of format, but only if you enjoy. And then if you want to go into the detailed, proper discussions where I just wind people up and annoy them, because truth really hurts nowadays, then pretty much tune into the 10 p.m. shows that will be up every single night on James Redmond TV. Guys, thank you for watching. Please do smash a like, because it gets the video more out there. If you didn't enjoy, I always encourage a dislike. Smash a dislike and let me know in the comments down below, if you're so kind and gracious, why you didn't like the video, because I think it's always good for constructive criticism and all these good things. Guys, much love to you and your mothers, and I will see you all later. Peace.